Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today in this video we will be building an end-to-end LLM summarizer. So let's get started. Let's see what all things we will see in this particular video. First, we will understand what summarizer is. Then we will see the flow and working of the project. And then we will understand the important components in it, and finally we will see the practicals. Those who want to dive into the practicals directly can get the timestamps in the descriptions. So without wasting time, let's get started. First, let's understand what do we mean by summarizer. A summarizer is a tool or algorithm that automatically generates concise and coherent summaries of longer text, documents, or articles. It uses various natural language processing techniques to extract the most important information from the original text and concise it into a shorter form. There are different approaches to text summarization, including extractive summarization and abstractive summarization, where extractive summarization involves selecting and extracting important sentences or phrases directly from the original text to form the summary, whereas abstractive summarization goes beyond simple extraction and involves generating new sentences that convey the essential information in a more concise and coherent manner. Some of the applications of summarizers are email summarizer, document summarizer, educational tools, and many more. This is just a basic idea of a summarizer. Now, let's see the flow of our summarizer using LLM. This is the flow of our project. Let's see how it works. At first, user submits an input text to be summarized into the Streamlit frontend. Then, the input will be divided into various smaller chunks and then creates document of each chunks and apply the summarization chain with the help of LLM model. The summarized text is displayed in the app. So let's understand one by one how these different things work in detail. First, let's see how the text is divided into smaller chunks. So in Langchain, we have various text splitters available. Some are CharacterTextSplitter, TokenTextSplitter, and NLTK-TextSplitter, and many more. Let's now understand how CharacterTextSplitter works. For example, let's say we are learning about summarizing, and CharacterTextSplitter is used for splitting the text into smaller chunks is our input. Now, when this input is given to the character text splitter, then with the help of two parameters, that is chunk size and chunk overlap, it will split the inputted text. Let's understand it more clearly. Let's suppose our chunk size is equals to 35 and chunk overlap is equals to 10. So for our given input, the first 35 letters and space are considered to be in the first chunk, like this. Then the second chunk will be considered as follows. That is, from the end point of the first chunk, it will overlap 10 letters as considered and count 35 characters from there to create the second chunk. In the similar manner, all the inputs will be splitted into multiple small chunks In this way, splitting happens. Next, we have document loaders. Basically, this is the step of loading our chunks data into a document format which can further be used by chains and LLM models. For doing this possible, Langchain have multiple loaders, that is document, PyPDF loader, web-based loader, and many more. Next, we have chains. The chains will take a list of documents which we have converted in previous step and inserts them all into a prompt and passes that prompt to an LLM, which then can be shown into the UI using Streamlit. In this way, the input text will be summarized. Next, now let's dive into the practicals.
So let's get started with the practicals. So I will be making use of PyCharm to do so. So whenever you create any project, it's a good practice to create a virtual environment. So I have already created a virtual environment. So let me activate this virtual environment. So I will be going to the path and simply activate the virtual environment. So the virtual environment is activated. Those who don't know how to create a virtual environment and activate it, they can watch my this video where I already told how to create a virtual environment. Next, let's install the required packages which are needed for this particular project. So I have created one requirement.txt file which will be having all the packages. So for installing this, you simply need to write pip install -r requirements.txt. It will be going to install the necessary packages for this particular project. As I already installed it, so it is coming as requirement already satisfied. In your case, it will be going to be installed. I am making use of Python 3.10.4, I guess. Yes. So it's better you also use this version, or else there might be some dependency issues. If you guys face any issues, you can raise an issue in my GitHub. So all these files you will get from my GitHub repo. Now, as we already installed all the required packages, now let's create a file where we will write our application code. So let me give as app.py. Let's import all the necessary packages which are required for building this particular application. So let me paste it and let me explain one by one. From the component section which we discussed, we will be making use of UI, that is Streamlit. So I imported Streamlit first. Then from the Streamlit we get the text as an input. The first step would be splitting the text, right? For that we have something called CharacterTextSplitter which will do that. Next, whatever the chunks we get, we need to convert that chunks into document. So for that we will make use of something called document. Then once the data is present in the document format, we need to pass our documents to our LLM, making use of chain and giving some prompt template. So for that we make use of load summarize chain. Then prompt template is for prompting our input. Just for example, let's suppose you give some input to summarize, right? So prompt template help us to add something in front of that, like uh, can you please summarize the text you have given. In the similar way, the next thing is C transformer. It is nothing but used for loading our LLM model. The next two things are used for logging, monitoring and streaming and making other tasks also. So this is the required packages for our project. Now let's write the main code one by one. So as we discussed in our flow section, we will be first dividing the data into smaller chunks. So let me create one function, chunks and document. So chunks and document. So it will take one input as text. I will explain you in some time what will be the text. So first of all, we have to split our input. So I will be making use of text splitter, and I will be calling our text splitter function. So this is the object which we will be going to use to call this particular text splitter. Next, I will be storing all the splitting text into this text variable, and I will make use of this text splitter object and call split text. So this will be going to split all your text. So the function will get some text, it will be coming here and it will split the text. So basically in this text splitter we have two parameters, chunk size and chunk overlap. So those who didn't see the previous part, just go to it, you will get to know about these two things. Next, once the text are splitted, we need to convert this into docs. So I will be making use of this document to do that. But as this text split will be going to be multiple chunks, so we need to document it one by one, right? So for that, what I will be going to do, I will be making use of something called list comprehension. So it will have a parameter called page content. So in page content we need to give the text. So a simple for t in, we are storing the data into text. So what will happen, one by one all the text will be going to be documented. Then we will return this docs. So this is the function which will going to split the data, then convert all the chunks into document. Next thing is we have to load our LLM. So for that, what we will going to do is we will be creating a load LLM function. So load LLM function. So first we will be going to create a callback manager. So this will initiate a callback within a streaming standout handler. So let me write callback manager and let me call the callback manager what we have used, and inside this we will be making use of this. Once this is done, now it's time to create a LLM object which will store our model. So here in this particular C transformer, we need to give the models. Then we need to give the what is the model type. Then we need to give the max number of tokens, what it takes. And finally the temperature. So these two values are hyperparameters. You can change these values and check what will going to happen. So model is nothing but whatever model you will be going to use, you need to give that. Then you need to give the model type, what model type you are using, and maximum max new tokens and the temperature. So now let's see where you can get these models. So in C transformer, in this particular location, you will get all the open source model which you can use. The model name is Llama 2 7B chat GGML, where 7B is nothing but the 7 billion parameters. So there are different number of models we have here. So from here you can download various number of models. So I will be making use of the smaller one, that is Q2, okay, based upon my system's requirement. Those who have a powerful system, they can make use of Q8 also. So basically different models will be going to give different results, like the latency will be going to be decreased. So it's better you go with this particular model, but in this video I will be making up this particular model. So let's give the requirements one by one. So first of all, I will be copying the path of this particular reference and pasting it here. So this is done. Then we need to give the type of our model. So as in the model name only, if you observe, it is llama 2. So we need to give the model type name, so that is nothing but llama. The next thing is nothing is tokens, maximum number of tokens. So it will be 512, and the temperature is, you can take it as 0.5. So basically these all tokens and temperatures are hyperparameters. You can use different values to check things. Now let me return the LLM. So for loading LLM, we are done. The next thing we have is chain. So what I will do, I will create one more function. The name of the function would be chains and response. So basically when we get the result, we will give the responses. So this will take the documents, our documents which we have generated here, and we will first load our LLM model into this LLM object. Then we will create a chain. As I already said, we will be making use of load summarizer chain. So load summarizer chain takes two things. First the LLM model, then what is the chain type. Chain type of our, that would be map radius. Map radius. Now we need to simply run the chain. So chain dot run, and we will be going to give our documents. We will be making use of our documents. So this is the whole things which we will be going to do. So these are the different components. Now let's create our application. So I will be making use of Streamlit. So let me give one title. So title you can give anything. So for now I'm making it simple. So text summarization app. Then in this we will be going to take the inputs from the user. So for that let me create one variable, that is input. So in this what I will do, I will make use of something called, in Streamlit we have text area, which will give us the area where we can write the data. So what you can write is nothing but enter your text or something, okay, along with one space. Then what is the size of that text area? So for now I'm giving it as 200. These things you can do as per your requirement. Once we will get the text, so I will be creating one list where I will be storing my results. Then next we will open a Streamlit form, and we will gain some name, that is, let's suppose summarize form. Then we will set an condition where if suppose on submit we will make it as true. Now I will be creating one submitted variable to know whether the form is submitted or not, because once the button is submitted, then only we need to perform the operation. So what I will do, form submit button. So it will create a submit button for me. So let me write submit. You can write anything, as I said, as per your requirement. Next, it's submitted. Next what I will do, I will check whether the button is submitted or not. If it's submitted, what I will do, I will create a spinner, because our response will be little bit of latency, so making our app little bit looking good. What I will do, I will write as calculating, which will tell the user that it's working. Next, what I will do, I will create the docs and I will call my chunks document. So as I said, our chunks document will take the text input whatever the user will be going to be input. So I will be write text input. Now this text input will go here and we will get the documents. So once the documents we got here, what is the next step is nothing but we need to give to our chain. So for do that, we will create a response variable where I will pass our chains and response and pass this docs. Then in response, what I will get is nothing but the summary of our inputted text. So we need to append that result in our result list which we have created here. So once this is done, we need to show our result also, right? So for that, what I will do is nothing but I will check whether there is something in our result or not, because if suppose any result is not created, if we open the summary section, we will not get anything. So for that reason, I am checking whether we are getting the result. So let's suppose I am writing summarization results, so it will be the title of our thing. Then I will give the info as response. So I'm done with the coding part. So let's check how this works. So simply go to the terminal, and for running our project, what you need to do is nothing but write streamlit run app.py. So it will directly redirect to a web page like this, and it will take some time. So there is some error. So let me check. So error is in 41th line. So let me go, it's text area. Okay, no issues. You can refresh the page again and check again. It's button, not bottom. So it's button. Let me refresh the page again. Now if you see, I'm getting the things. So let me give some input. So I have some input about summarization, something like this. And once I click submit, it will take some time. According to my analysis, it took me around 1 minute to get the result. So let's wait for some time to get the result. So after some time, we get the summarization result, which is a decent result. If you see, we are getting the summary, something like this. So this summarization can be improved, as I already told. We can change the model here. You can download the model from here. Different models you can check and try. So this is all about this particular project. So those who are new to my channel, kindly subscribe, so it will be a big support for me for making such more videos. Thank you for watching this video. Kindly share this with your friends and hit a like button if you like the video.